Greetings and salutations, universe. This is Creeta, and this is Omnifactory. In the last episode, we set up this amazing blast furnace, tossed some aluminum into it, aluminium if you're British, and things are fantastic. In fact, if you look here, we now have reinforced satchels. Apparently the quest for this just got completed when we got some electrum nuggets. So, whoops. But that's okay. Not a big deal. I got to enjoy the fantasticness of these beautiful satchels, just giving us a little bit of extra storage space. It's lovely. Yeah, this is just the toolbox. Don't worry about it. There's not too much extra stuff in here, Brim. I'm not as much of a hoarder as I was. Okay, no, I'm definitely a hoarder. Leave me alone. Yep, Kitty agrees. Now, Kitty is definitely going to be interjecting. This blast furnace, I took a look at it. It can make a lot of ingots. Not the pulsating ones, ignore that. But it can make things like sterling silver, which is basically silver and copper. Rose gold is gold and copper, that sort of thing. Once we get some oxygen going, it can make some annealed copper, which is a very special thingamabobber. Neodymium, I forget what he's used for, but we can make that. We already know that we can make energetic alloy. I don't think there's any actual use for energetic silver until a little bit later. We need it for lunar mining, apparently. And it can be used for beacon bases. Cool. Vibrant alloys, this is very critical. Just some ender pearls and energetic alloys. It can make some other things. Stainless steel, that sort of thing. A really nice thing is that it can make some discounted red alloy ingots, right? So normally we would be making this in an alloy smelter using 2 redstone and 1 copper. There we go. And in the past, we were trying to make it with 4 redstone and 1 copper. Kitty agrees that this is a terrible deal, but now we get for 1 of each 2 ingots. It's amazing. It's beautiful. This thing has been running nonstop on aluminum, and I think we might have to go check on that cat. But in between episodes, not only have I made a reasonable chunk of aluminum, I also made some vibrant alloy ingots. We just saw how to make it, so now we have it complete. Now, between the energetic alloys and the vibrant, we should be able to upgrade our systems. And apparently, because we had found... Oh my gosh, cat. Yes, we're going to go take care of the cat. But yeah, we found some staff of traveling, and things are fantastic. Alright, so why are energetic and vibrant alloys so important, right? That's a good question. They are sort of our access to future cabling. Energetic alloy is going to be lossless cables on the MV side of things. We just have to wrap it up. Oh, we're going to have to start wrapping it in an assembler. Right. But for right now, if we wanted to slap this down and just be really careful about being electrocuted, we could start looking into MV voltage. We don't quite have the circuits for that, but it's going to work in the future. But it can also be used to upgrade our conductive iron energy conduits. We can slap some energetic alloy wire onto the side of it, and boom, there we go. Energetic alloy energy conduit. These guys move... What is that? Is that... My brain must be joking. This is 4 times as good as the last one. And we can upgrade them again, which is why I wanted these lovely vibrant alloys. We don't have very much of it at the moment. Oh no, we just need more conduits. That's okay. Or conduit binders. We're going to toss those on. In fact, cool thing, very cool thing, is we can take these conduits, and now they're on our crafting table, and if we move, it'll follow us. Like the Mona Lisa. But now we can have... Hey, hello, thank you. Now we have green vibrant alloy energy conduits. These things are awesome. Once again, 8 or 4 times as much output. So these guys, assuming we had enough power, which I don't think we do, these guys will actually be able to power any of our simulation chambers, even the ones that require a ton of energy, like, what is this one? 1,000? 1,000. I think the dragon and wither ones require 6,000. So 6,000 RF per tick. So these are the conduits that we want to be powering it, and I don't have to have 2 faces connected to them anymore. Just have to upgrade them, and I think that we will be able to do that just by, well, we'll have to rip up the floorboards just a little bit, but if we just right click right there, it replaces it very nicely. I just have to do that to all of them, which isn't very fun. It should also be noted that these conduits are, they multiply. So we take 1 conductive iron and it goes to 3 energetic, and then 1 to 3 again. So from the 1 set of conductive iron, right, these 3 are going to make 9 vibrant. Now, you do have to attach a little bit of alloy and whatnots, but I think that's a pretty good deal over time. Another good deal is this thing, which I don't know why we didn't craft it, but compacting drawer. What we're going to do with this is slap it on down. It completes a quest for us, and we can grab our, like, nickels, dollars, and quarters and whatnot. I don't think the pennies will work for this, but if I put the dollars there, we can now grab whatever type of other thing we want, and we can put in our nickels and our quarters. And now this thing will be able to convert as much as we want. We could do this, I imagine, with pennies, and try and move them over to here, but this will work for us in the time being. The reason that we have the pennies are that I have been playing around a little bit with these bounties just to try and understand them. We could do this machine hull, for example. We have 3 minutes to complete it. We give it 2 pistons and 3 LV machine hulls. So we go and find those, 1, 2, 3, and 2 pistons. Pistons aren't too expensive. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then we just right click back on the bounty board with the item, and bounty fulfilled, we get 10 nickels. So later on, that'll be a really good way for us to get currency, and then we can buy some really difficult ores to find. But for the most part, I have mined plenty of stuff, so I think we should be in very good shape moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, yes, we did upgrade all these lovely cables. We could also upgrade these pressurized fluid conduits, but I'm out of emeralds at the moment. I have a secret farm that I'm definitely going to show you. 4 emeralds. This thing is pretty fantastic, but we're working on a much more efficient way of getting emeralds soon. So this is a pretty useless farm that won't be around for very much longer. We really want the loot fabricator. We want it so bad, it's ridiculous. Now let's see, did I end up making an Enderman thingamabobber? Where'd that thing go? Beginning. Did I not make one at all? Enderman data model. We should definitely make one. Now that we have the way to power it, should be relatively simple. Toss that in there. We just need an ender pearl, like so, and some fantastic stuff. I love this sword for getting around this base. It's hilarious. Kind of sad, but that's okay. We'll toss that stuff in there, and there we go. Enderman data model. Do you think we want to just get the other ones real quick? That shouldn't be impossible. We just need some solidified experience. We already have that stuff. Cool thing about these fluid tanks is you can have solidified experience or other things, such as these matter, and it'll just break it down into liquid experience, and then I can repair my tools in here. Oh, it's so fantastic. And because of our farm, we have oodles and oodles of solidified experience. Lucky me, I guess. So there we go. We can make some of this stuff, craft that into the dragon one, I believe. Once again, needing more extraterrestrial matter, but that's no big deal. We have it. Boom. Easy, right? Toss that in here. I don't know if we'll need this for anything else. We will later, but for right now we don't. So, crafty, dragon, ender dragon model. We definitely do not have enough energy to run this continuously, but maybe a little bit here and there. The wither data model, I don't think we can make this quite yet. We'll want to get access to either the loot fabricator or something, because we'll need to process our pristine thermal elemental matters. We don't have enough to make the wither one currently. But once we get that loot fabricator, we'll be able to also transform this stuff and get some ender dragon scales. What use does that have? Hot draconium ingots? Ooh! Alright, that's going to be very useful later, not yet. The Enderman one, I think that we can start leveling that fella up. We'll just need a spot for it at some juncture. A quick little side thing is, I saw that we had access to soul sand because we have sand and hellish matter. So, with some soul sand and some gold in a alloy smelter, we have Soularium ingots, and now I can finally start moving villagers around, I think. We should be able to make some soul vials and go find some buddies in the world to bring into this building. Now, they might sound a little bit frustrating, but we can always just make another muffler. That would be okay. And stop the rain, huh? I wonder if we can stop rain. Because I've been coming over here and just getting a few items every now and then. But one thing I'm finding, and I'm really kind of bummed right now, because I think we're about to find out again, is our villagers are disappearing. There used to be 2 villagers that I had hidden in here. They're just gone. They're totally gone. I don't know where they've gone. It's very sad. We have a butcher up here. Leather. I don't necessarily want to do leather. Oh, you still exist. Hey, buddy. You wanna be my friend? Shift right click. Do you want to be my friend that bad too? Okay. Where else are some buddies? Looks like there's a buddy down here somewhere. Oh, I hear him. Be my friend. Hello. Coal? Yeah, I'm definitely never making that trade, but that's okay. We'll grab him as well. I don't know. I just like villagers. My brain really likes to operate on some vanilla mechanics. So doing that every now and then is totally okay. I have, thankfully, secured some zombie villagers, and they're named Grumpy, so they're not going to despawn, hopefully. Unlike their villager counterparts, maybe we should be naming the villagers. I dub thee Graph. I dub thee MC. And I dub thee Chops. Alright, let's get serious and move along from the jokes. We need to craft some machines. We really are still after that circuit, but to make our next circuit, where did it go? Oh, circuit. Here it is. Primitive processor. We need a diode which needs gallium dust. To get gallium dust, we need to do either some centrifuging or looks like centrifuging. And this is part of ore processing. Sometimes an autoclave is part of ore processing, so I definitely want to get one of those taken care of. Let's just get a whole bunch of these things and try not to misclick. That would not be good right now. We also, just because we want to get more machines, we're going to grab a brewery, an ore washing plant. I really think I want a few of those, but first we're going to get the centrifuge. Do we want 2 of these? Yeah, sure. We'll grab 2 centrifuges, go back to the ore washing plant, and grab a second, maybe a third of one of those. I think that's a good place to start, so that maybe we can set up some processing. We're also going to be grabbing our macerators. Yeah, Yeah, I think that's an excellent place to start some ore processing. Not to mention that we should have a few quests complete because of that. Autoclave right here, and it also tells us about SNAD, which we already kind of learned. But this is why we wanted that brewery. The sugarcane can be processed, can be used as fuel, or later brew it for biomass. Calls for a redstone timer, but there's other ways to make the sugarcane grow even faster, like wrenching a redstone conduit to connect it. What? Hey, we did that! We did the thing! Ha ha ha! And it suggested using an auto breaker. Actual additions, but we did that as well. Oh, you can't beat us. We have ya. Now, one little upgrade I did to this, because I knew we might need more sugarcane, is we have a backup storage spot. So this framed chest drawer is going only to our dynamos on priority 3. And then on -3, we have a framed drawer with an upgrade, and it's fully full. This is so much sugarcane. Hopefully, it'll do us great. We'll be able to plug this guy up and start making biomass in a hurry. You know what? Why not? Let's just do that. Let's see if we can get that hooked up lickety-split. I find it kind of interesting because we have a perfect spot right here. We have access to water, and we have access to our item conduits and power. So it should be as simple as inserting on lime, because that'll be our different color, right? And this thing should just start running. We're going to be having water and sugarcane. It's going to process into biomass, and we'll be able to see what we want to do with that. Now, biomass, let's take a quick peek at that. It looks like we can also do brewing. Can we do actual brewing in here? How do we do that? Hello? I want to take a look. So we can do legitimate brewing and make actual potions too, so that's pretty nifty. What we're gonna do right now is make biomass. So sugarcane is our item of choice. It takes a while, but with this biomass, later, we'll be able to distill it. In fact, we might be able to do it really soon, maybe in the next episode, into ethanol, or ferment it into fermented biomass. And these things then have more uses. So like acetic, what is that? Acetic acid, some more ethanol, methanol, ammonia, all sorts of good stuff. Biomass is the start of that. Speaking of the start of, I think we kind of want to find a good spot for ore processing. And because ore is related to stone, I kind of want to have it down here. This basement is a good spot for it, and it just feels right. Alright, so this is not a good system, but we're learning here, because this might be different to interactions. We have power coming in the back, so that's all good. We could have it in the actual wall using facades. That I already think could be an improvement. Obviously, we could have adjacency on the output of these fellas. Like this guy could be right here, but then maybe trickier to get the water. We can definitely make this a more compact system. But for right now, we can experiment a little. We can toss in the iron ore and see how long it'll take. This is a system that you want to toss in something and walk away from. Later we'll be getting faster machines, I'm sure, but for right now we haven't even processed one ore yet. I have this set to auto grab it, so once we see it, the crushed ore will go in here. We can take a look at the recipes, and we can pulverize it again for impure piles of iron dust, but we're going to go with an ore washer. So let's turn that on. Always active. Pull that stuff out. We want to round robin that. Round robin enabled. That'll sort of shoot it to different locations. I want to toss that in there. For example, get all of these fellas operational. I really want to see all of these guys going. Thank you. These guys take a very long time, but once it's there, it is good to go. That's why we have 3 of these to the singular macerator. We might actually want another macerator. These guys seem to be doing okay. Now we have purified iron and some nickel dust. So now we're getting bonus nickel for having this system. So this is already a win. We'll need a way to package that up. or craft it, so tiny piles of nickel dust, that sort of thing. We can even make like ultimate. That's cool. I didn't know we could do that. Is there a mixer up there? Oh, fascinating. So from here, it gets a little bit trickier. We're going to want to get a filter of some sort. Possibly, not sure what ones we want, but this guy is a smart item filter. It can only take things that it can actually use. So if we put it on this machine and we try and push into it, it might stop certain things from happening. But for right now, we'll just do this in a fully manual fashion. Put that into the macerator, and we'll just need to set up an item conduit. Yoink, extract, always active, and insert. Beautiful. This guy is now making purified piles of iron, which get pulled over here. I don't think we'll be seeing anything else come into this chest, so we can have this be always active, and this little fella on insert. Should see the items come into here. The centrifuge breaks it down into other items, so now we have bonus tin, and we have our iron right there. Once again, this can be significantly more compact, but for visual sakes, this is what we're going with. Now, because of that original pulverization, we get 2 crushed iron, and then throughout the entire system, we'll be getting more tin and more iron, nickel on this specific recipe, along with some stone dust. Does that have any use? Stone plates, drilling fluid. Okay, all right, that'll be useful. And then we can centrifuge it down into silicon dioxide. That might be useful. I don't know. What's this used for? Silicon dioxide. Oh, we want to take a look at it being electrolyzed. Silicone, we have unlimited silicone. That's not that great. So looks like stone dust might be completely useless except for drilling fluid later on. All right, that's not so bad. We can filter that off, and we can also try and grab the small piles using these filters. I know we can do it with an ore dictionary filter. We just need to process some zinc a little bit. That'll work, and some olivine. But we can't get these plates of olivine until we have a cutting saw, and I don't think we have any access to cutting saws until MV. So for right now, this is going to be our system. We will compact it as we move further in the pack, but at least we have something now. Another way we can process this is we can put a conveyor module on top here, get our handy dandy screwdriver, and set it to import, put a chest on top. See, we're already making this more compact, and boom. We could move that over and pretty much squeeze this entire system a lot more. But for right now, once again, this will do nicely. And the cool thing is that we can probably just toss stuff in here into this chest and walk away. Come back a little bit later, and there will be stuff in here. We grab the purified, toss it in here, and move along. Probably could even set up another chest right here in case we have a whole lot of stuff. That's not a terrible idea. Yoink, yoink, import. Awesome. Not very automatic. It's semi-automatic, I suppose. We still need to do some manual things, but not bad for right now. The thing that we really want to be looking into is the zinc. So hopefully we should see some of the purified zinc coming through. The purified zinc is very interesting because when we toss this into the centrifuge after processing it, we'll get the tiny piles of gallium dust, and that is what we need to make some diodes. Ooh. We're also going to be getting some bonus tin or something like that. Yeah, bonus tin. So, yay for bonus tin. I want to speed this up a little bit, so we're going to replace that right there. Not a problem. Even get that in here. There we go. Hey, no, we're doing zinc right now. So once that comes into this small storage chest, it'll immediately get pulled out. We might not even see the blights. And centrifuged down. Here we go. And there we go. Zinc and gallium. There we go. Gallium. Hey, how's it going, Gallium? Why isn't that a quest complete? Do we need sphalerite? Really? You really want the sphalerite SPH? Do we have any of this stuff? Just to complete the quest. I'd like that. Okay, well, I guess we'll do that real quick. It seems that sphalerite might be one of those things that you don't necessarily want to ore wash, but we'll be getting cadmium instead, and I kind of want to just stick to the system, especially if zinc works for us to get gallium. But, you know, that's alright. We can always take the completed sphalerite and electrolyze it. It looks like that will get us gallium from an electrolyzer, which is something that we have access to, along with a little bit of sulfur, zinc, all sorts of good stuff. But for right now, we can take our fantastic sphalerite, toss it into our system, and we should, hopefully in a few moments, start seeing some sphalerite dust come out of here, and we'll be able to complete the quest here. I really want to get this done, so that in the next episode, we can make our first circuit right here, the first tier 2 circuit, and with that, we'll have access to all sorts of things, specifically things that might make more circuits in the future easier. So we're going to grab more of that gallium and the 2 sphalerite that we need. That is fantastic. Now, again, this is not the best system. We need more filters, and we'll compact this at some juncture. But for now, this is pretty good. And you know what else is good? Well, some might disagree, but the end of the episode. No. End of the episode is quite bad. It's a very sad time, because that means you have to wait a little bit longer for the next one. But that's okay, because the next one will come before you know it. And in the meantime, you can always just watch some other people play Omnifactory. No, don't do that. Stick with me. Stick with me and you'll never be hungry again? No? Okay, anyway, I hope you've had a great time. This has been a fantastic time for myself as well. This has been Creeta playing Omnifactory. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye!